back in another game on Arabia, and two players we've been seeing quite a bit from recently, due to the fact that this is pretty much due to the Voobly rating reset. There's a few guys who have taken off, like, absolutely, and I've been trying to bring you as much of this top-end stuff as possible so you can see how the battle for the top of the ladder is going. Excuse me, that was something stuck in my throat. Anyway, let's have a look at who we've got. In the red, we've got Riot, and over in the green, we've got Jordan. Jordan, Riot, pretty much been on top 10 since day 1, when the ladder was reset. Fair enough. At the moment, though, for number 1 position, it's really just being battled out by Riot and Jordan right now, which is kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen any of them play any games yet, which is kind of interesting. No doubt we will see them soon, and when they do, it's going to be a pretty big deal. I'll probably try and link them as soon as they come out on Twitter or something, because it's going to be huge when that happens. It's going to pretty much cement to us who the number 1 on the ladder will be, because one of them's going to gain a bunch of points, one of them's going to lose a bunch of points. The difference is just going to go pew. So it'll be huge. Anyway, going to have to see what we've got going for us now. Should be a few different things, and it seems to be running a really slower than usual, so I might just check that quickly. Alright, it looks a little better now. Anyway, back to what I was saying, players on the top of the ladder. It's pretty much between Viper and Riot at the moment. Not saying people are out of the picture. Ooh! Riot losing a villager there. Generally he's pretty smooth on this kind of stuff. But anyway, no biggie, we'll have to see if he can come back from there. It's gonna hurt, definitely. You can definitely see a little bit of that rust that he should have built up by now, but then again, who knows if he's rusty or not. So, in all, Batchy's pretty far behind. Well, I wouldn't say he's far behind. I think he's ranking at like 7 or 8 when I'm recording this. Tim's up there. Naturally, Jordan's up there as well. Viper and Riot just battling it out for first place. I know I've said that a lot, but that's pretty much what it is. And did Jordan find all his stuff really quickly, or is he going over to try and steal his opponent's stuff? Looks like he found everything, and it's not quickly. It's 6 minutes. Alright, just because I alt-tabbed quickly there. Anyway, going to see a pretty interesting game from these guys. I don't think I've been doing too much recently, age-wise. There's nothing big been happening. I've been preparing for the live stream, so hopefully the week after I move down, we'll have one. It'll be ready to go. It'll be prepared. All the tech will be there, and hopefully we'll be better players after you watch it. But we'll see how that goes, and I won't reveal any of that yet. Only that it will feature a lot of this guy and a lot of this guy, just because they are amazing. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else important really to be saying at the moment. I don't think anything big's happened. I think Jidber and Viper have played another few games. Riot's been playing heaps, which is kind of cool to see him that high on the ladder, because usually we don't know who he is. Batchifro's been doing well too, nothing too bad. Has been said his lag's really bad, but then again that's probably to be expected. I don't think there's anything else really worth mentioning, honestly. Barracks coming up for Riot in the back. Well, more towards the side. I'd call that in the back, actually. Looks like he's going to try and defend that gold there. Gonna need to get a wall up across here before anything happens, though. And that scout looking like it's trying to do a little bit of lame there, and did manage to get that one. Jordan playing in the green as well, in case I haven't said that. I think I have. And if you haven't noticed, both players are playing as Huns. I figured, it seems we saw the starts, that it's not really necessary to say anymore, because you should assume it's Huns unless I say it is. Stable should be coming up for both players. Yes. How are we looking in general? Only 1 farm for Riot. Seeing 5 for Jordan, actually. Really starting to get in there. Might go heavy scouts here. Really heavy scouts. Going to be interesting to see what he decides to do. Jordan's starting to get low on wood. Riot not exactly having a lot of wood out as well. He's gone double lumber, but so is Jordan. Jordan's splitting, actually, compared to this one here. Spear as well, out in play, and there's those more farms for Riot that we're waiting on. How are we looking here? Gonna have his second one out in a sec. Jordan gonna have his second one out in a sec as well. It looks like Jordan's probably gonna be the one doing the aggressive kind of style here. But we'll see what happens. The spear might push him back, and Riot might move back to Jordan's base to get it while it's undefended, but we'll see what happens here. Fighting on the hill as well, something that we need to note. I don't think we actually checked the maps of the players, because we were busy rambling about things and trying to decide if anything interesting was happening. But I can probably do it while we're checking here. So Riot having the golds in the back there, pretty much a perfect setup there. Once he gets his back walled off, and Nope, just getting pushed back slowly. Jordan continuing to push in. Stones on the front, not too nice. Hill here on the front area, going to be really annoying to hold, as well as a hill back over here. Going to be kind of annoying as well if he decides to push in, and I would say that's the reason the barracks and the stable have come up here, because he doesn't want his opponent to be able to use this hill if he's pushing towards the gold. He wants him to have to go down, where Riot can attack him from the top. Sounds fair enough. And again, good micro from Riot and Jordan here. Jordan pushing in, just trying to pull that spear out of position, and Riot realizing this and moving back kind of quickly. Jordan having a gold in the back, wood in the back as well, plus another gold. So both players having 2 golds in the back makes it kind of easier. And of course, once that wall off comes up, we'll be alright. Wood over here for Jordan as well, having a stone on the back here, as well as this gold over on the side. Not too bad. He's got most of his things in the back, but the middle here is kind of open, so could have a bit of an issue defending that late game, especially if Riot decides to drop a castle on this hill and push from here. Could be really annoying. Especially just the amount of angles Riot can use to get in here from the front, whereas with Riot's side, it's a lot more funneled towards here. Again, he can come around this side if he wants, but building placement's really good, so not really a lot else to be able to say in this one. Speeding things along, both players, well, Riot playing really defensively in this one, and getting his positioning right, and just not giving Jordan a chance to be able to actually run in and get them. Getting those kills that he wants because, well... Ooh, wall-off coming up across here as well. Probably a smart idea. Ooh, I wonder if he realized he missed a spot there. I think he's going to realize pretty quickly. Right between there, and yes, realizes it, and a bit of wall going down. Good that that happened now and not later, because Jordan could have run in here and probably killed off 3 or 4 gold villagers before that spear managed to get in there. Going to be interesting to see how the rest of this one plays out. Jordan onto 2 range, Smith coming up. And what's that? Archery only just coming up for Riot, so going to be a little bit behind in the transition here, but hopefully going to be able to hold it out. But once those spears get killed off, his scouts are going to be extremely vulnerable to his opponent. And a smart wall off there with that palisade in the middle, not going to be able to harass this villager here. And Jordan really just kind of sitting it out right now, waiting for some kind of opportunity, which is good. He's not just running in there trying to die, continually scouting so he can find out where his opponent's army is, where he can push in. Ooh. Oh, gonna get out of there as well. Just brilliant play by Jordan at this stage, just not giving his opponent anything, keeping him cooped up in here, and in doing so, Jordan's got complete map control, and he hasn't had to do any walling of his own right now. He hasn't had to do any defending, because he's got his opponent set in so well right now. Ooh, losing a scout there, actually. A little bit of a slip up by Jordan, but he's definitely doing what he wants to be doing here, and that's just holding Riot in his base here, forcing him to wall in. Those archers there, hopefully going to be a... Oh, getting in with the scouts here. This is actually quite a big deal. And choosing to engage here. Going to be able to take out those spears fairly quickly if he can target them. Could be a bad engagement here by Jordan, though, actually saying that. And it looks like Riot's actually going to be able to take this one here. Using that town center fire, definitely helping out with a little choke point here. And the fact that these spears were alive for so long when there was archers in the back is just horrible for Jordan. And Riot taking the score lead after that, definitely not a way to be going. You want to target those spears down first, and I think it just got stuck in there, honestly. Ooh, Riot going up to 3 range before Smith, something we don't usually see, just mainly because you want to get that fletching as quick as possible. And it's generally pretty hard to sustain 3 archery straight off the bat at this point. But looking at that, he's got about the right. He's got more than enough villagers to be able to do that. How's Jordan? Jordan has more than enough as well. It's actually just quick across quickly. Right, starting to get enough food build up. Jordan gonna be able to go up to the next stage really shortly, actually. Another archery range coming up for him, so gonna be able to have the 3rd one up around the same time as Riot. Plus, he's already got that Smith up, which is quite a big deal because that +1 range and attack actually makes a huge difference. Huge difference. It allows you to micro so much better against your opponent, and you do an extra bit of damage, and that's 5 damage against a 30 HP unit instead of 4. So you get a few less hits in there. Kind of nice. Blacksmith only just coming up for Riot now. Jordan about to click up by the looks of things, and looks like it's going to be about a 21-minute advance. That's not a bad time. Yep, so going up at about 2020. And Riot clicking up as well at the exact same time here, so pretty close, very interesting. More archeries coming up for Jordan at the moment. Going to be able to go for cavalry archers, of course, being the Huns' cheap cavalry archers, and it's pretty much just how it plays out nowadays. Every now and then you see a few knights mixed in, as well as hussars for late game raiding, but it's generally based all around the hussar. Skirmish is coming out. Right, does he have bloodlines yet? He does have bloodlines, so he will be able to ambush here. Could potentially be pushing in as well, because this area over here pretty undefended, over here pretty undefended. Surprised Wright actually hasn't seen that, but it looks like Jordan's actually scouting around right now for any of these attacks that are going to come in. So he's pretty well defended from this. Saying that they're right in the score lead right now. 60 population to Wright and Jordan on 65. So it looks like Jordan might have a little bit of a bigger army here. Which looks like what it... saying that, there's a lot of scouts still out for Wright, so he might just have a bigger economy. Either way, he's ahead in population right now. 4th range coming up, so going to be able to match Jordan, which is good, because you don't want to be outproduced at this stage. Bloodlines has been done for Jordan. Archer's coming in right now for Jordan as well. Looks like he is outmassing on the Archer front, so if he sits in here, he might be able to get a few villager kills. And it looks like Riot, noticing that really quickly, going to get out of there before any major losses, only losing 2 villagers. That could have ended a lot worse. Both players going up into the Castle Age, there we go. And I'm going to assume that Cavalry Archer production has started. And that Bodkin's on the way, or being done, or about to be done. Crossbow being done, of course. Jordan has a lot out on the field right now, so it's a good option. Double Town Center and a Siege Workshop. Talk about a bit of backed up wood there. And it looks like Jordan's actually really going to be able to put on some pressure here. Especially with the crossbow upgrade, it's so important. You get +1 range and +1 attack from it, so really big thing to be getting. Jordan actually having the +1 armor there as well, something that Wright is lacking at this stage. Crossbow has been done for him. No Bodkin yet for either player. Wright might have it on the cards though. Bodkin on the way. Jordan. No Bodkin yet. Interesting. Wright going to be able to take the advantage here if he's defending. Going to be able to push those crossbows back quite well. And going to be interesting to see the micro here, because this is what it's going to come down to. And Wright definitely having the advantage here. However, the hill bonus is good. Ooh. Looks like we're going to see a pincer movement here. Wright moving up around the back with light cavalry. I actually got the light cavalry upgrade as well, so that's going to be quite big. Going to move in from the back from them. And goodbye crossbows. You can't really do a lot. First light cavalry, 80 HP on them, and then 2 just armor standard, so not really a lot you can do. At this stage, the upgrades are equal, except for the fact Jordan hasn't got Bodkin yet. So going to be quite an interesting play here to see how this one works out, because Jordan just lost a lot of units, and Wright's currently up by 500 points. 3 town centers though. How are we looking? Wright only on the 1. So he's really going to have to push here. Saying that as well, he has got the university up, so more than likely ballistics is on the way or been already done. We'll have to see when he attacks some moving targets. Ooh, getting another villager there, so that's 3. And you got to remember, Jordan's producing villagers 3 times as fast as Riot is. Not looking good. Heavy plow coming down right now because I've got the mill selected. And it looks like those cavalry archers will be killed off eventually. Going to get as much villager harass as possible, but I think their time is up. Jordan not really creating too many units, saying that he's probably producing off at least 3 ranges to be able to get that. But he's going for this boom, which is really interesting considering Wright hasn't put up any more town centers. Wright is ahead, but if he doesn't start killing villagers quickly, and a lot of them, Jordan's going to overtake him in economy, and he's just not going to be able to push in. Because of course he will just be outmassed. And that probably explains why Bodkin hasn't been done yet. He's not looking to fight, he's looking to sit in a defensive position. Of course, Bodkin costing food. When you're producing off 3 town centers, it costs a lot of food. And being able to hit and run here, probably being one of the strengths of the cavalry archer, especially when you've got that +1 range that your opponent is lacking. I wonder if Jordan just hasn't realized he's done it, or hasn't done it, or what. Because, of course, players do forget things every now and then. I'm sure everyone remembers when Viper forgot bloodlines for his cavalry archers. Really huge deal there. But, you know, you just miss these things every now and then. Light cavalry from Riot was definitely an interesting one. Something we don't usually see, but then again, we don't usually see scouts alive this late in the game, unless they're produced. Jordan at the moment going to be able to run in with these guys, and potentially going to be able to take out all of these. Depending on how he decides to move this one, and it looks like he's going to try and lock him in there and pinch him into this kind of location here. Saying that, Riot having this extra just area of units over here, so he can push into the back if he wants to, can potentially, well, I guess over here is his really only option unless he wants to be under town center fire. Right, pushing in around here, and it looks like Jordan is going to force an engagement here. Definitely some good play by him. Ooh, opting to not go this way. That's like he's going to... I don't even know what he was trying to do there. But right, moving in with some more units on this side. Light cavalry just going to soak up the damage. Jordan still doesn't have that +2. Really interesting that he hasn't gone for that. I think he might have forgotten it. Interesting. Town centre finally coming up in the back for Riot. Of course, he has been producing cavalry archers of 4 ranges. So that really does take a lot of wood to be able to do that. And Jordan going up to, what, another 5th and 6th range? 2, 4, 5, 6. Yes, very interesting from him. Riot on 94 population. Jordan on 102. Starting to push out with that advantage right now. Saying that, though... don't know who's going to be able to take this one. It looks like a Riot might just be able to, depending on the reinforcements from Jordan. That +2 being an absolute just lifesaver right now. Plus, Riot actually has a +2 armor as well, which and that's the thing about going for a 3 town centers versus 1. You get your upgrades a lot later in the game, especially the armors, because they cost so much food and you're trying to produce off 3 town centers. Saying that, Riot going up to 3 town centers as well, going to be able to equal Jordan on this, and just checking that, yep, they're just scouts. Interesting from Riot deciding to go up to 3 town centers now, could just be because he's only just got the wood to be able to. But saying that, Riot's put in a good effort here, and I think he might be able to take the game, especially just considering there's no +2 on these cavalry archers, which is absolutely huge. Looks like Riot will be taken out here, but ooh, are these villagers trying to attack? I think that might have been a misclick. And if that was a misclick, that misclick is going to hurt. Lost a lot of villagers then. I think Riot might have this game just from that click there. I think it was definitely meant to click over here, meant to select the cavalry archers, attack, but had the villagers selected. That is not good at all for Jordan. Riot taking a 1,100 point lead. Coming into the back with more cavalry archers now in 1, 2, 3, and it looks like he's going to get out of there. 4, 5, 6. Ooh, potentially going to get these 3 as well. 7, 8. Not going to go for that one, but you get what I mean by this point. This is... Jordan has lost a lot of villagers. This is not looking good at all. Still no +2 on those cavalry archers. I think he might have forgotten at this point. This is really late to be forgetting them and losing those 2 there as well. Losing, what, 3 on this stone. 1, 2, 3 over here. Too many over here. I don't even want to count the bodies right now. But Riot just playing such a solid game here. Playing his cards right. Going for that 1 town center play. He knew he was going to be able to get in and do damage. And he did. Went up to 3 town centers himself. And now, well, I think he's just going to push until this ends. Especially if he might even be going up right now. No, going to those 3 town centers definitely hurt his food count. But he's on like 1,200 gold. If Jordan's going to come back from here, it's going to take a lot. Going to lose some more villagers here. 1, 2, 3. But Jordan's still playing fairly well, but losing so many wood villagers, it's going to stop the amount of skirmishes he's getting. And saying that as well, he's out of gold over here, so he can't produce cavalry archers. Had to move back here. Going up to a 4th town center, though. I think that he's in a lot of trouble. He has next to no villagers on gold. He's going to be able to support, well, like 2 range with that, while Riot's going to be doing as many ranges as he feels like. Saying that, where's he collecting gold from now? Probably, yep, this one over here. But, Riot's got this one. Jordan's going to have to give in the GG, especially if Riot decides to push. He's going to give in the GG. If he kills off this army here, it's going to be GG. If he comes in and gets some more villagers like he did before, if his cavalry archers get into here, it'll be GG. If the cavalry archers probably get to here, it'll be GG. Ooh, mixing in some knights as well. Going to be the worst enemy there of the skirmisher. Got the +1 armor on them. Of course, bloodlines affecting the knight as well. And it looks like he's going to push in through here. If he gets this hill... sitting on the top of the hill as much as possible. And Jordan's not going to be able to stop this now. He does not have what he needs to be able to do this at all. Riot's on top of the hill here. Going to get that bonus, which Jordan badly needed in the situation. And all these villagers here are gone. This is over. I think Jordan knows it too now. There's a GG. Yep. He hasn't said GG yet, but that was the GG move. I said if he got him up to here, if we look at that, you can see why. Preventing gold collection over here, more knights coming in. All he's got left is this gold over here, and this isn't even properly walled in yet. Jordan definitely giving it a good go here, trying to get back, but at this point, Riot's just so far ahead, I don't think there's a lot he can do. Pushing around this side, and gonna lose that villager there. Has he got the +2 yet? Nope. Still hasn't got it. He's definitely forgotten it, and I reckon that's probably what's hurt him the most this game. He hasn't been able to fight on an equal ground here, and I reckon those knights just gonna slaughter those skirmishers, especially now they've got the +2 armor. And not even scared of this town center here, and well played. I love this about Jordan. He is such a nice guy. Like, if you've ever spoken to him, if you've ever asked him a question, especially if you play against him, he's always so nice about things. He's just a brilliant guy in general. But anyway, enough about Jordan. Riot, the winner of our match there, playing absolutely superbly, going for every advantage he can at that point in the game, so doing fairly well, especially the one town center. Can be really hard to pull off, but if you can do the damage and you know you can get in there, that's a good option. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting. I will say as well, I think this was like a best of, I think there was 8 games or maybe 9 played in this set. I think it went like 3-6 Riot's way or something. It might have been a little bit less, but see how it goes. Either way, Riot's cementing himself on pretty much the top of the ladder right now. Only challenger at the moment that he hasn't played is pretty much Viper. Anyway, we will see what happens when that happens. If it does, I will definitely cast it. It'll be done straight away, probably. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next